What's up, everyone? I recorded this video on February 21st, 2022. It's a Monday evening at 8:14 p.m. and it's 45 Fahrenheit, 7 degrees Celsius. I'll be starting off from the Civic Center and walking through the financial district today. First, I'll head towards that building in front of me, which is the tallest building in the United States, the One World Trade Center at 1776 feet tall. And then from there, I'll walk towards Wall Street and Broad Street, the intersection where the New York Stock Exchange is located. Now, it is late in the day, so I won't really expect too many people around right now, but it's a nice, quiet night to just what I would expect to be a night of relaxation and not too much activity. Sometimes it's nice to take in all these sights and sounds without the hustle and bustle of the city during midday hours. So this area is the Foley Square area of the Civic Center. This building over here is the New York Supreme Courthouse. I know this building has been the set of many TV shows and movies. Then this one over here is the U.S. Supreme Courthouse. I mean the U.S. District Courthouse, the Eastern District Courthouse. Then we've got this building over here, which is the tallest municipal building in New York City, the Manhattan Municipal Building. You can also take a look at the Woolworth building in the distance. That's the one that's lit up over there. That guy's all decked out on a scooter. Yeah, there's barely anyone walking around right now. This area of Manhattan doesn't really get too much activity this late at night. See if I could cross over now. You can see the lettering here on the left. It says New Amsterdam. Manhattan in the middle, and then on the right it says New York, because New York City was formerly New Amsterdam. On the top of the Manhattan Municipal Building, we have the statue of Civic Fame. There's a crown on top of Civic Fame. Each point represents each of the 5 boroughs of New York City. Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan, the Bronx, and Staten Island. I'm walking west on Chambers Street right now. This building over here is the Tweed Courthouse. It was the political center of Tammany Hall, and the leader of Tammany Hall was Boss Tweed. It was a corrupt political organization that stole a lot of money from the New York City coffers. And now I think this building over here is home to the headquarters of the New York City Department of Education, and there's also a school in here. So go figure. The address is 52 Chambers Street. And this used to be the Emigrant Industrial Savings Bank building. And here is City Hall Park, and in the middle of City Hall Park is the New York City Hall. Will I be able to make it? Just barely. I'm crossing on 0. There's a nice shot down Broadway. They call Broadway in this section all the way down to the tip of Manhattan the Canyon of Heroes. They'll normally have parades that go right down Broadway. Here's a large space for lease. I believe this used to be the home of a bank. Maybe it was TD Bank, if I'm not mistaken. Commercial spaces in the city are really struggling, especially because people don't really feel a need to go into the office anymore, or businesses don't feel the need. So instead, they're offering the work from home option, or just having the employees come in less. That's one of the reasons. And plus the rents are expensive too. This used to be a restaurant, it looks like. That closed up. So coming up on the next block is Church Street. It's named after Trinity Church, which I think we'll be passing on later on in this video. I've also done a, wow, look at this. This Cuban restaurant is for lease too. Another store for rent. I know, oh my gosh, even that corner store is for rent too. I think a lot of the municipal employees are not back in the office yet. Many of them are still working from home, or maybe working part-time at home and then part-time in the office. Let's see, I think I'm gonna walk one more block to West Broadway, and then I'll make a left towards the World Trade Center. The World Trade Center isn't the name of just that one tall building, it's the name of the entire complex. That's a bit of a confusion that people have when they go there. They're like, oh, that's the World Trade Center. That's the tallest building. I say, yeah, it is, but that's just one building there. There's a bunch of buildings there. There's like 1 World Trade Center, 3 World Trade Center, 6 World Trade Center, 7 World Trade Center, and they're building more buildings there. We're in the neighborhood of Tribeca. Actually, we've been in the neighborhood of Tribeca ever since we crossed over to Broadway. And now there's a West Broadway. There we see 1 World Trade Center with 7 World Trade Center in front of it. Wow, that was scary. This box truck just went right in the middle here and drove over the plastic bollards. I think they're here to make a delivery though. These flexible posts are made so that emergency vehicles and other people can drive through them in the event of an emergency. And I guess when they need to make deliveries like that too. But it really offers no physical protection for the cyclists using the bike lane. This building here belongs to the BMCC, the Borough of Manhattan Community College. It's part of the city university system, and the tuition is a lot more affordable than the private schools. I think New York University is up to like $70,000 a year. At BMCC, you can get an education for a fraction of that price. Wow, this is unbelievable. The Amish market is closed here too. I remember coming to this Amish market. It was a large grocery store. Even something as essential as a grocery store can't make it right now. This is rather shocking to see commercial real estate like this struggling in the heart of Manhattan, whether it's Midtown or downtown here in the financial district / Tribeca area. All these places. The commercial sector of New York City has yet to recover. I know the residential sector has been doing better, a lot better. I think many of these commercial places, they've been converting many of their units to residential use. That's one way they could possibly get tenants in the building. Otherwise, you'll be advertising commercial space when there's no demand for it, because in our world right now, the working culture has changed a lot. So we kind of have a different situation here, where people said that New York City is recovering, and it is. It's recovering, but only for certain areas. Residential rents and prices have been going up, but commercial space is a whole different story. World Trade Center. And then you've got the post office building across the street. I think this is the largest post office in New York City. It used to be, I think, the James Farley post office, but ever since they converted most of that space into the Moynihan train hall, this one has become the largest now. That's a nice sculpture. And over here is the new Performing Arts Center that's being constructed in the World Trade Center complex. What I don't like about this Performing Arts Center is it blocks the view over here of the One World Trade Center. All right, let's make our way back to Church Street, and I will walk towards the New York Stock Exchange. This over here is the World Trade Center Transportation Hub, the Oculus building. There's also a shopping mall in here. It's also connected to the Fulton Center with an underground passage, and Brookfield Place, which is a luxury shopping mall across the street at West Street there. Looks like the September 11th Memorial Park is closed. This is where they have two giant pools honoring the victims of the September 11th attacks, and also the buildings that used to be here, the Twin Towers. It's definitely worth checking out when it's open. Many people say this Oculus building looks like an exoskeleton or a bird. Looks like they have a red, white, and blue coloring scheme in the Oculus building today. I guess it's for President's Day because that's the holiday. Let's go in. Very nice tribute to President's Day. That probably explains why the top of the World Trade Center, One World Trade Center, is like a red, white, and blue as well. They also got the American flags in the distance. All right, let's walk around to the Wall Street area now. This gets me every time. There's pull handles, but you have to push to get out. Makes a lot of sense. But then again, it is an emergency feature because it's people's natural instinct to push. And you want to be pushing in the event of an emergency to exit. So you do not want to pull when you exit. You want to push when you exit. Just remember that when you're designing a door. Because if there's a fire and then every second counts, you're at the door and you're trying to pull on it and it won't go, that few seconds may cause major injuries. So the Wall Street area is not too far away. We're back to Church Street again. Over here is a pretty fancy hotel, the Millennium Hilton. And here's Century 21 department stores, which closed a few years ago. They went bankrupt. Also, if you want a train here at Cortlandt Street Station, there is no train service. Or at least no uptown train service, it says. I think this building across the street from me used to be the headquarters of AT&T a long time ago. Now there's a bunch of other tenants in the building. Doing a lot of construction to this building here. Look at all that construction material. Plywood, metal. So it looks like the front entrance of the former AT&T headquarters is now Anthropology. And there's the Fulton Center that I was telling you about, the one that had the underground passageway connecting to the Oculus. The financial district actually looks really calming at this time, without many people around. I'm sure there's still some people here working and haven't gone out of work yet. And Zuccotti Park looking very nice. All with the lit up trees. Also the Trinity and US Realty buildings. Also in a red, white, and blue. Although I think they've been lit up this color before, not just specifically for President's Day. Unless I'm remembering incorrectly. Today is also a federal holiday too, so even less people working in this area than usual. This US Realty building also has a entrance to the basement level. Might have been the entrance to the subway there. I know there's one up here. Unless they closed it. Yeah, they closed their entrance to the subway, their private entrance. Dangerous construction area, keep out. It's funny because there used to be a Subway restaurant right beyond the subway entrance here. Here's Trinity Church. This church here is one of the oldest buildings in this area. This is actually the third version of the church over here. The first one burnt up in a fire, and the second one suffered a lot of weather damage. All right. We're walking on the most famous street of Lower Manhattan. Also synonymous with the neighborhood because it's so influential. Wall Street. And this is where people make the big bucks by trading in stocks. Or so they say, right? New York Stock Exchange. Also looks like Federal Hall is still going under construction. I miss when this was actually open to the public. It was a very nice hangout spot. Does the New York Stock Exchange have something lit up for President's Day? No, they don't, but they do have 3 American flags on the front. Today, the stock market was closed due to the holiday. But you know what's not closing is my YouTube channel. But I will be closing my video here. And I want to thank you all for tuning in today through this walk through the Civic Center and the Financial District. Really hope you enjoyed it. Smash the like button. And I will see you next time. Bye, everyone. Take it easy.